Hello everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. I'm currently in the end looking for the last of the 3 ores that I need. Specifically, I'm looking for Unobtanium. I've been digging around for quite a while looking for it, but unfortunately I just haven't found it yet. But I will keep looking, and hopefully the next time we come back I will have found some. Alright, so I went mining for a couple of hours and still could not find any Unobtanium. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to get into the Quarry Plus mod. If you've never used this mod, basically it allows you to mine out a large area that can be completely marked out with these markers, and it allows you to basically mine out a chunk, probably more. Yeah, we should be able to get into that now. So we're gonna need to do something first though. We're gonna need to make the workbench plus. Shouldn't be too bad. We just need a block of diamond just like that, and there we have it, the workbench plus. What I'm also gonna want to do is get some flux points. And I'm pretty sure that the workbench plus requires power, so I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up just like that. Make sure to select the network there. And yeah, here we go. So what this is basically a large workbench. Now I need to figure out exactly what I need for the quarry. We're gonna need half a stack of diamonds, half a stack of gold, 64 iron, 16 redstone dust, and 4 ender pearls. We can just pull that all out just like so. And move over to the workbench and plug it all in. And I think we want the quarry plus just like that. Nice. And I don't think I need the workbench for anything right now, so I'm just gonna steal the power for it. We'll also need a few of these flexible markers. I think we're gonna need at least 4, so I'll just do this 4 times. Eventually it might be nice to have this automatically set up with a auto crafter or something like that. Alright, so we will need the workbench again. We can go ahead and hook it back up to the power, and I'll just put everything inside. And okay. Interesting that it didn't craft everything. We need 4 redstone torches for each one. Okay. All right, so now I'm in the end here again, and what we want to look for is an end highlands. And we just want to make sure that it's all... Okay, it seems good here. I'll also F3 and G and kill a few of these guys. All right, I want to make sure that it's in like one chunk probably. So I'm gonna start by putting this down. We'll say right here. And I think I want to place the markers down. Now I've never used this mod, so I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna work. Interesting. I think for now we'll go without the markers, and we'll just see how well this actually works. And I'll just make sure that this is all in one area. Yep, it's all within the highlands. All right. So let's go ahead and hook our power into this, and it's gonna immediately start working. I also have a barrel. Place that down there, upgrade it into netherite, and hopefully, yep, it looks like it's all going in. And it is working. Now, initially this is going to be pretty slow, but I believe what we can do is actually insert a diamond pickaxe, and it'll actually use the enchantments that are on it, and yeah, it'll actually, like, say if we want to fortune it, we will get more ores out of the quarry. I'm also going to make sure that this is chunk loaded, just so that it stays loaded as we are sort of working on things. So while this is working, I'm going to go back to mining, and hopefully we can find some Unobtanium, because I really need it for the next project that I want to complete. All right, so I was just mining around here a little bit, waiting on the quarry to do its thing, and I finally found some Unobtanium. So let's go ahead and mine it. It actually comes out in bigger chunks than I remembered. All right, so we got 9 from that. That's huge. We should be able to at least double that. And the first thing I'm probably going to end up doing with this is actually making an Unobtanium site potion. Or sorry, the charm of Unobtanium site, just so that we get a little bit more. I think this is enough for what we need initially, but I would still like to have some more just in case we need it. All right, and while I'm working on that, I'm just gonna go ahead and accept the quest from that, and it does actually give us an extra Unobtanium ore, which is really nice. We also have one here. Got some random upgrade item, and yeah, nice. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the end and try to mine up some more Unobtanium. Oh man, I always hate when it's like right on the surface, like right next to where I could have found it easily. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer, but at least we're able to find it all now. All right, so what I wanted to use the Unobtanium for is actually making an angel ring, which basically allows us the ability to have creative flight. Now, this version of it does use up your XP, but honestly, I have 200 levels and a really overpowered mob farm, so I'm really not too worried about that, at least for now. So we do have everything for the diamond ring, which I don't think does anything by itself. We can check. Yeah, it looks like it's just a crafting ingredient. All right, and I think that that's everything that we needed for the angel ring. So we can go ahead and equip that, and now we double click, we have creative flight. Nice. Oh, it's so nice. It is a little bit slow, I've noticed. But honestly, it's gonna work for now. And in terms of the XP drain, it's a little noticeable, but honestly, yeah, with 200 levels, I don't think we're ever going to run out of flight. All right, and I think I'm going to go ahead and immediately upgrade it into the powered version, mostly because we do have a reactor that's fully capable of actually doing that. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna try to upgrade it all the way through. By the way, I have made Enderium before. I have it inside my reactor, so it's really not too big of a deal. Let me see if I can find the crafting recipe for this. It's pretty simple. It's just lead. We need some ender pearls, diamond dust, fire charge, etc. It's really, really an easy recipe. All right, and that's everything that we need for the hardened angel ring. Oh, and it looks like for the reinforced one, we will actually need to get a little bit into thermal. I don't know exactly if I want to do that quite yet. This one should be good though. I kind of want to see if there's any actual speed difference. By the way, I didn't actually mention what I did in between episodes yet. One of the things that I did do was make a Flux controller from the Flux Networks mod. This is basically it allows us to actually store a little bit of energy within the Flux network itself. I can never say that. It also enables wireless charging. This basically allows us to wirelessly charge anything in our armor slots, our curio slots, hotbar, offhand, or main hand. The important thing here is going to be the curio slots because that's where the angel ring is going to be. So yeah, that's why our angel ring was getting charged there. Now, I do think that this is a little bit faster. Not by much, I don't think. I am curious to see. I'm not sure why that's equipping over and over. That's kind of weird. It seems to be keeping steady though. We're not losing too much power. I am curious to see how much power we're actually draining from the reactor. Let's run over here. So that's 4,000 right now. I believe that's with the quarry running. So if we fly up, honestly, not too big of a difference. I might go and shut off the quarry really quick just so that we can get an accurate count. Oh, and it looks like the quarry has dug up some more unobtanium. Nice. I always forget that all the modium ores can't be vein mined. It's a little bit weird. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is, but yeah, there we go. And it seems like it's still draining the same amount even though I turned the quarry off. That's a little bit weird. It might be this actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, we're using 4,000 here in the okay, within the refined storage system. That is another thing that I did in between episodes that I forgot to mention. I made a wireless transmitter and put an infinity range booster in there. This doesn't go across dimensions quite yet. We can upgrade it into that, but this does allow us to have access to the refined storage system within the overworld. So yeah, that's what's draining 4,000 right now. So I might actually just take that out. Let's see. Okay. I'm just trying to gauge an accurate amount that this is draining because it doesn't actually say. So currently our drain is 71. And if we start flying... Okay, it's about 200 RF per tick, it looks like. So that is honestly not bad whatsoever. That's very negligible in the long run, so nice. And speaking of things that I did in between episodes as well, I believe this is the last thing. I made a wireless crafting grid, which is why we have the wireless transmitter here. Yeah, this allows us to access the storage, so yeah. I think I kind of mentioned that, but I didn't actually explain why we needed the wireless transmitter. Alright, so I think that we've spent enough time within Chapter 1. I know that there's a few of these side quests, specifically the starter power, that we just didn't really get to. However, I think that we're ready to unlock Chapter 2. And that thunder is very dramatic. Let's go ahead. And I clicked it. Might be lagging a little bit, maybe. Okay, I guess we can't actually click on that, but we do have Chapter 2 ready to begin. So there is a lot to look at here. So really the end goal of this chapter is to get to the star, and in order to do that we're gonna have to combine a ton of different items from different mods, resulting in finally creating the all the mods star. So if we look down here at the sort of the dragon egg quest, this is basically the start of Chapter 2. Basically what it says is we need to look at 3 major parts of a playthrough: power, storage, and resource generation. Can go ahead and click next, maybe. All right, so I'm just gonna take a quick step backwards because I do realize that in order to actually do this, we do need the starter power quest completed. So I just quickly made one of the required items. I made the augment generator, so we should be good to continue on. We've already done that as well. Might as well accept these quests. Here we go. One more. Easy. All right. Now, I think we're ready to go to Chapter 2. It looks like there's another quest here. Here we go. Thanks. I guess that we just got a random quest. All right. Should be able to go to Chapter 2 now and accept that quest. We can go to storage, complete that. We already have a refined storage system set up, no problem there. And yeah, now I think we're pretty much caught up. So what I want to do now is actually hook up everything in here to my refined storage system. I think right now the best way to do that is just going to be to run cables down here. I know that we could possibly make two different networks and hook them up, but I think that's going to be just a little bit too much for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more of these RS cables. We'll probably need a stack or so of those. Here we go. And we'll probably need a few importers and exporters. Here we go. And we do have one in the system already, so I'll go ahead and pull that out. So I think now I just want to figure out exactly how far over we need to go. And actually, I think what I want to do is go this way, south first, and then go in. Just that way we can, if we ever need something over here plugged in, it'll also probably be a little bit closer to the mob farm, so it should be able to be hooked up in the future as well. So I think, honestly, it might be a good idea to just run it beneath the road. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll get started digging here. And it's definitely a good thing that we're digging through the sand because it falls down and reveals the road above. So I think I'm going to turn here. If I look at my map, yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. It might be better if I go over here just to save a little bit, but I think going directly under the road's probably going to be the easiest. All right, and I think it's just a straight shot from here. Let me double check the map. Yeah, if we go just a little bit further, maybe even right here. We'll go a couple more blocks and then we'll go. All right, so we are underneath our machines here. I think I just want to break through here and sort of pop up above. So the first machine, I guess we need to import it into here. So let's get an exporter, which pulls items from the system. That should go there. We might need a couple of them actually, now that I think about it, because these have a very limited space for recipes basically to be able to be exported. So the idea here is we're going to fill this with different ores, and then that'll automatically pull them out from our system. But I think I'll deal with that later. For now, I just want to make sure that everything is hooked up properly. So another thing is we're going to need to import into our system from this barrel, and that'll start pulling out anything that's already here into the system. So I'm wondering exactly how I want to run the cables. I might just go straight down through the ground, honestly. It might end up being the best way to do this. So let's get these all hooked up, and we'll start pulling it over this way, and the same for this one. We can go ahead and just bring it into like sort of a central channel area here. I'll have to break that. And we'll just start bringing this back to the base. I did end up running out of cables, but fortunately I do have this wireless terminal that I can use. And let's go refined here, make a few more of those. And we should just about be there. Go a few more blocks. Here we go. We are all hooked up now. So returning to the system over here, you can see that everything is already being pulled out. Eventually I will put some speed upgrades in here, but that is how we're going to deal with that for now. So now I just want to go through my system and pull out pretty much every type of ore that I can. You gotta see that I have a lot here, so it might take a while. At least for now, I just want to get the ones that are more important, or I guess really the ones that are taking up the most space right now. So let's go for these ones. And it should, if I get rid of this llama, starts pulling that in now. and it should start moving everything through. And right, I have some netherite scrap in here. And that is another thing that we're going to have to do as well. We're going to need to export into there, and then this will be netherite scrap. I believe that that's the right one. And then I think it was the enrichment chamber we need to import into the system, and we will make sure to whitelist that. See if it is on whitelist. Yep, there we go. So hopefully that's this system up and running, at least for now. I am going to want to start making these stack upgrades just to speed along our system a little bit. So I'll go ahead and put those in for the main importer and exporter. Nice, that should start pulling things in really nicely now. And an important thing to note about the system here with mechanism is that the GregTech ores cannot go through here. They will just clog the system up and it'll be a little bit of a mess, so just watch out for that. So with all of our machines running at the same time, as well as the added exporters and importers from refined storage, which does actually take up more energy, we're currently only at 16,000 RF per tick, which is honestly really not that bad. When we get into sort of the more later game stuff, we're probably going to be dealing with millions, if not billions, of energy per tick. So it's kind of nice seeing all these numbers so low currently. Speaking of the reactor though, I do actually want to, oh, this is completely full actually. I do want to set up an exporter here. I think I'll just have it set up to the access port itself. And that'll just automatically bring uranium into the reactor. We can probably actually, yeah, we have an exporter as well. So we could bring that into the system as well, just to keep this clear. And this is actually pretty useful for quite a few things, the cyanite. I believe if you're going to make a wind turbine, this is what you need. I'm not too sure how it works in extreme reactors, but we will probably find out eventually. So this should be pretty simple. We're just going to take down the old system, and let's see, get an importer on there and an exporter over there. And we'll make sure to fill this up with uranium ingots. Just like that. And now all we got to do is hook it up into the system that's already over there. All right, and that should be the last cable to hook that up into the system. And we should, if we open this up, we can see that it should, yep, there we go. It is filling it up with uranium. And on the other side, we should see this completely draining. Nice. And we don't actually need stack upgrades for this because the fuel rate of consumption is like super slow, so it would honestly just be a waste of power. So yeah, that is this system done now. And we could hook up this other side as well, but I kind of like it being sort of more of a manual type deal, just for if I need like certain projects done. So yeah, I think we'll leave this unattached for now. So the last thing that I want to do pertaining to the RS system is to actually hook up this barrel to the system as well. But I think I'm going to actually make it as a external storage rather than a importer, just because it's a lot of random junk. And I really don't want it all inside my system, but I still do want to be able to access it. So I think that's what I'm going to do really quick here. All right, and we should just about be done with connecting this up. I did have to go through my door system here for the reactor, so hopefully I didn't break anything, but we should now see, yep, we can already see it. We have 3,500 ender pearl fragments, and we've already got 2,000 ender pearls. Nice. All right, but I think that that's all the time we're gonna have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.